The winter sports season is underway, and we're excited to begin our AD podcast for the winter season. Today, we're going to talk all things Mariemont Warriors with AD Tom Nerl. Coach, how we doing?
Doing well, Rob. Thank you. Thanks for having us back and excited to we're already into the winter season, but it's exciting to come back and talk about our teams. And so yeah, doesn't seem like winter today, but sure did seem like winter last week.
Felt like
We were-
spring yesterday, didn't
yes, it did. Get the baseball gloves out, lacrosse sticks.
it? Man, it was crazy. They just
Yeah.
finished the state championships up in Canton, and they got snow everywhere. And down here,
Oh
it
my
felt
gosh.
like the tulips were going to come out.
I think they got about 4 inches of snow up there on Thursday night. We're up there for all boards meeting. And it just kept coming. And
Yeah.
yeah, God, it was cold up there, but
Oh,
some
yeah.
good game.
Yeah, I felt bad for Anderson. You just wonder how much that affected the game because that was a darn good football game.
Yeah, yeah, it was. They fought to the end.
Well, let's talk Mariemont Warriors winter sports teams. We're excited to get going. We'll do two shows in December and then come back after the break and start back up in January. But let's start boys basketball off to a
Yeah.
2-0 start with a nice CHL victory on Friday against the Braves that traveled down to Mariemont 75-67. Nice way to start league play, Coach.
Yeah, it's always best thing about being 2-0 is a chance to go to 3-0. But yeah, the basketball season with a little bit later start this year, we kind of juggled things around with a couple of opponents because they thought they were going to be in the football playoffs. And so a good opening win with Blanchester early on, just really putting our things in place, not knowing really what we've got, and going to the Indian Hill game. It was a fun night because it was a girls boys doubleheader. We're doing a couple of those throughout the league this year. So we did JV girls, and then varsity boys, and we had the jump ropers from Sherwood Elementary come in for the halftime entertainment. So we
How
had
fun
quite
was that?
wow. Oh, and they always do a great job. They come over here every year. But it was a full house. Lower Bowl was full. Upper stands were mostly full. So it was a fun
Yes.
environment for the boys and girls games and just loud. And Indian Hill with a big first half lead, and we got to within four at the half, and then Salzer and Dieter got hot and just kept scoring. Will K. Hall with a number of buckets down there. And then we got the big lead. Then Indian Hill stormed back, and so it's just a classic CHL game. Just a lot of energy, a lot of spirit. Really, really good win for our guys to get that early in the season. The check down, but just a lot of good things so far going on for them.
How are the numbers with boys basketball, Tom? Is the sport healthy and teams are full?
Yeah, it is here. Our numbers have been solid the last couple of years, and this year we're actually up. So we probably have about five more freshmen than we've had in the past. We have a full JV roster, so we're not pulling
Great.
up and down. Some of the teams we're playing, we're seeing that they're having to pull some freshmen up and play six quarters. But no, we're solid across the board. We got about 37 players between the three teams, all good numbers, and only three seniors on this team. So that's going to bode well for the future. And these young guys, you had Sam Stalzer, who had measurable minutes as a varsity player last year. Will K. Hall, of course, broke his leg at Finneytown. So, and then we got guys like, Parker Nichols and um, and Stevens coming in playing and collecting some minutes, and they're getting good minutes early on. So, for not having a lot of experience on the court, we're doing a lot of good things right now.
Makes such a difference for practice to have full squads. So you can get
Oh
so
yeah.
much done. Oh my goodness. What people don't realize if you don't have enough numbers, it's tough to get a great practice in.
Yeah, not only good numbers, but quality numbers too. Where, there's not, Coach Caldwell. He's probably going 11 deep right now, and that's
Great.
and that's his MO early in the season is to go deep and see who can play and who's earning playing time, and I'm sure he'll thin it down as we get into January if he needs to. But he gives a lot of people a lot of opportunities, and so they get some pretty good enthusiastic practices, I guess you'd say, during the season. Those guys who put the time into, they're always on the court, and so in the preseason.
Yeah,
So
looks like they got a
off a
busy
good
week this
start.
week. Two CHL
Mhm.
road games at Finneytown at Taylor. So a good early test for the
Yeah.
men's team. Yeah, so good
Yep.
luck with
I
that.
think Taylor has a basketball extravaganza on Saturday where they start with freshman boys and JV girls and JV boys and varsity girls, varsity boys. So Zach will be at school all day on Saturday over at Taylor. And but yeah, it'll be fun for them, just all the teams playing together. But yeah, then we come back home a week from Friday with the Mustangs and with another boy girl split game. So
Great,
our two biggest rivals and our two matchups like this. So hopefully our two biggest gates of the year as well.
it's fun.
A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy.
Yeah, good luck to the boys basketball team. We'll talk about them next week. Let's switch over to the girls' side. They've gotten off to a great start as well. Currently 3-1. Had a
Mhm.
tough loss when Indian Hill came over 35-22, but I think that'll probably pay dividends down the road having a tough early season match like that. And I know one of the things that you wanted to mention is a holiday classic that the girls are hosting at the end of December. So we want to get that in today to promote that.
Yeah, the girls will have a little four-team tournament December 30th and 31st. Really getting in it right for the end of the year. But our girls will face Blanchester in the first game, and then Gamble, Montessori, and Talawanda will play the games as well. And then the winners play winners, and the other teams play for the runner-up game on the 31st. I think that's 10 a.m. and noon. So yeah, getting everything in before the countdown starts. But as you said, girls off to a 3-1 start, 1-1 in the league. Really a good win at Batavia, kind of a surprising win at Batavia. Batavia's a strong team. They're a division higher than us. They've got a lot of experience back and went out there and it was like a 58-53 win or something like that. So really a lot of up and down run and gunning. A lot of kids came off the bench and did a lot of good things that game, filled in for each other. So yeah, they're off to a good start. The Indian Hill game was a little surprising. Indian Hill is very athletic across the board, and so it was a hard matchup for us with that part. Had a lot of turnovers, more than we have in the previous games. That's part of Indian Hill's game plan too, was to disrupt things and just maybe some nerves on the home court early on played into it because I think that was our first home game. But they'll correct it. They got good
Sure.
leadership. Kendall Spreen is the point guard, and she's back for her third varsity season. We got Evie Metz and Emil Zanardo, both seniors. Lainey Willett's a senior as well, and they give us good minutes down low. Kaylin Finke is a freshman. She's kind of been a surprise, guys sitting out behind the arc and throwing up some threes. And then we have our players, filling in Allie Hill and Alyssa Dewey and Ainsley Kutcher and Peyton Calombo. The team does a really good job getting them all in and getting a lot of quality minutes from everybody. So I'm really looking forward to see what they're going to do the rest of the way. The Indian Hill game was a big test for them. Going to Finneytown on Tuesday, I believe, and
Mhm.
then out to the basketball extravaganza on Friday out Taylor. Taylor was a tough matchup for them all last year, so this will be a good measuring post for us as well. But yeah, 3 wins early on, and
Right.
a chance to pick up, maybe two or three more before the year turns over. Really looking forward to watching this team. Great leadership. They just seem to have a good mojo going right now. So
Fun.
hopefully they can keep that going. Yeah.
How was numbers on the girls program, Tom? Are you guys good with numbers with girls basketball as well?
Yep, we are. We're seeing a lot. We're seeing a lot, not just in our league, but across the board, where schools are struggling to field JV girls teams, and some nights you go in and they're pulling girls from JVs up to varsity. So I think there's two teams in our league that don't have JVs. Um, and so it's difficult. It's just find our JVs a lot of games. But no, we're good. I think we have 24 girls in the program right now.
Right.
And they come into the program and they come up and a lot of them play junior high and they come up and then they decide that they want to focus on lacrosse or focus on soccer. But we do have a number of multi-sport athletes on that roster so far, which is good to see. Just in across the board, boys and girls. the multi-sport athletes. And so, yeah, it's going to be good to see where they are at the end of December, and then when they come out in January, right back after things with Wyoming. So a good chance to make some noise here. I hate to say as we wind down the month, but as we wind down the month, because there's
Crazy,
not a whole
right?
lot of games in there when you throw in exams and Christmas break. But I think a chance for five more games here. So
Yeah.
hopefully 4-1, 5-0 in that stretch, and it'll be a great start to the season for them.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. Good luck to the girls. Let's go to the lanes, one of my favorite. Let's talk bowling.
Yeah.
We've got a few matches under their belt and 2-2 currently. Um,
Yeah.
how's bowling going? Are numbers good? I know they were young last year, but let's talk let's talk boys and girls
Yeah.
bowling.
They're young. They're still young. I think we have one or two seniors, but the core of the team are young. 2-2, a good start for them early on with wins over Summit and Spencer Center, and they had Reading in the opener. Reading's a good program. They went to the districts. They had Norwood. Norwood has a good program as well. So two tough ones to open up, but they get some matches going in this week. I think they have Spencer Center again today over Madison Bowl. Today's
Yes.
being Monday on the broadcast day. But Jack Weaver's leading the way for us with a 154 average. As we go into our league, we got a couple bowlers pulling over 200 for averages, and then the core of it, Chesley Adams and Reed Wickmeyer and Charlie Markwald, they're all bunched in 147, 149.
Okay.
So just a lot of consistency. They just have to get more marks, pick up more spares, and get some momentum going. Not I guess this weekend coming up, they have the Warrior Classic on Sunday over
Sunday.
Madison Bowl at 1 o'clock. So we'll have the penthouse over there all filled up, all the lanes, boys and girls, varsity. It's a really good Division II tournament. So some of the best teams in Division II will be there, but really good opportunity for our guys and girls to get a lot of matches in and see where they are as we get into the season.
I
On the
know
girls' side, yeah, go ahead.
the one of the things we always talk about, if you haven't gone out to see a high school bowling match, you might scratch your head, but it's a blast. Especially going to Matty Bowl, the atmosphere. I mean, if you've got nothing going on Sunday, 4 o'clock, head over to Matty Bowl and just go in, and there's no charge. Go in and just see the camaraderie, the cheering, and the Baker games, and it's just I just love it. I think it's fantastic for high school kids, and go check it out because you'll be glad you did.
It's really fast paced. They bowl the two games where the bowlers throw their own frames, and then the Baker games. If you're not familiar with it, everyone throws a frame, and so the five bowlers just take a turn and they just go through, and
Yep.
it's really fast paced, really a lot of fun. So and a lot of spirit. They all have their cheers and their high fives, and the parents are right there, and they always seem to eat well. So I hope Madison Bowl gets a
And
diner.
that's easy to do at Matty Bowl. They got some good
Yeah,
eating.
they're changing things around over there. I don't know if the diner's open, but yeah, but just a lot of spirit there, a lot of fun. So bowling's fun, and I went out to the opener and they bowled at Reading at Crossgate Lanes, and Crossgate. It's a cool setup because there's a lot of room between where the visitors stand and where the lanes actually are, but it's kind of tight over there. I've never been there, and but a great environment over
Yes.
there with Reading, a lot of
It's
energy.
very
So
loud at Crossgate.
yes, it is. So, but they're fun. So if you've never been out to one, come on out. And the girls are on this. The girls are on to something as well. Again, a young team. Kaylee Buswell's a sophomore. She's leading the way with them. She's got 132 average. And then Sophie Markwald and Dylan McIntyre, they're both coming in at 119 right now. So our numbers are good with bowling. We've talked the last couple of years having varsity and JV boys. We also have a JV girls team this year, so we've got
Oh,
about
great.
11 girl bowlers and about 16 boys, I guess. And so yeah, so the numbers are good, and we hustle them out. Boy, it's hard. We have dismissal 325, and so they're hustling to get out of here and get to the lanes, get their warm ups, and get going. But they've done a good job, and Madera has added bowling as a sport this year.
Nice.
So the league continues to grow, and yeah, just good stuff so far. So hopefully they keep going, and like I said, Spencer Center Day. I think the other one was against Madera last week, and then Spencer Center today. A couple more coming up in the big tournament on Sunday, so a lot of fun for them.
like golf, bowling, once you learn it, gets in your blood, it's something you can do the rest of your life.
Lifetime sport,
No,
absolutely.
no
So,
question.
yeah.
Love it. Let's wrap up this week's show, Coach. Let's talk swimming. Let's jump in the pool and give the fans an update on what's going on with Warrior swimming.
Yeah, so one meet under their belt so far, and that was a quad with Roger Bacon, Purcell Marion, and Indian Hill, and having to meet that earliest before the Makos meet, and so all the club swimmers are still swimming with the Makos meet, with their club teams for the
Sure.
Makos meet up in Miami. So that's a pretty big club meet. Now we'll start getting our club swimmers back, and so then we'll see what we have, but really hopeful. Picking up a few numbers with our swim teams this year. Julia Bowl is a senior, and she's been to the state 3 times, and looking for her to get back up there this year, to the state championships. And Sarah Cooper, Lorelei Turan, also seniors on that team, along with our lone boy senior Joe Pettifer. So good leadership out of them. Our other swimmers to watch. Ava Carler, on the girls side, and then Aaron Cumming with the diving. So they'll pick up some points during the season. The boys side, Louis Barber, Quinn Heiss. Quinn Heiss was a state qualifier last year. Pretty good bloodline there
Yeah.
with swimming, and then Maddox Moon. So hopefully Quinn can get some company when he goes to districts and state this year. And we'll see. They go out to West Claremont on Friday. That's probably our first road swim meet in a long time, and so we'll get out there, see what we have, and then we get into the break. So a good start, hopefully, for the swimmers, and we'll start putting some numbers up.
Have you been to that pool yet, Tom?
I haven't
It's a
seen a meet,
beauty.
but yeah, it really is with Mercy running the healthplex there, and just that whole complex out there with West Claremont having a lot of land, a lot of fields, and yeah, quite the setup out there.
Just in the last 5 years, the new pools that have opened up for high school athletes, it's just, the new one at Sycamore, the one at
Yeah,
West Claremont's fairly new. There's just some great pools in the area.
the Mason complex that they're working towards building too, and yeah, our swimmers really have a great opportunity to swim at a number of great pools, and then when districts come around, being at Princeton, being at Miami, yeah, some really great venues for them.
Sounds great. Well, Coach, have a super week. Good luck to all the Warriors. We'll have an adjusted day and time for our show next week because you're traveling on Monday. So we'll figure it out and let everybody know, and we'll post it on MariemontSports.com. But as always, Tom, thanks for your time. Good luck to the Warriors. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rob. See everybody at the games.